with where you find yourself now. I mean, you hear people saying, listen, I've been knocking, I've been trying to get up. I've been trying by all means to ensure that I come right, but things are not happening. In this, space, in this phrase that we're hearing, does it also give us that element of saying there would be disappointments, in the journey, but also at the same time, there would be those setbacks in the process. There will be confusion in the process. What the on us then is on you to stay the course in believing that yours then is a bigger purpose beyond what you're going through maybe at that time.
Katlego, I'm learning on a daily basis that it almost seems as though setbacks are necessary for your comeback. The most powerful stories that we resonate with are those of overcoming. And whilst it might be a very unfortunate event when you experience some failures along the way, some setbacks, it seems to be one that you cannot avoid. I believe that we need to learn to reposition our thinking and how we receive those certain parts of our lives where things are not going our way. Yes, it can be very frustrating. I myself personally can attest to some of that. Every day there's something that you have to overcome, and sometimes you can feel, when is it ever going to end? Sometimes, the power of a believer is exactly in that creator that brought you here. Taking it one step at a time, one faith step at a time as well, which is very important. We need to learn to do our best to try and see far beyond what our eyes just show us. I will say, for example, when and as the Bible, would normally use the parable of a sower. You don't just go into the ground and plant something and it grows tomorrow. It is an entire process. And the amazing part about that process is that you actually also have a part to play in doing the work. Most of us don't like doing the work. We're just comfortable with just the fruit just coming up there and we're just picking from the tree. But sometimes doing the work does not look the same for everyone. It does not look the same as it might look for your neighbor. And some of the pressures that you are getting are not necessarily from you feeling lost at who you are and where you are headed, but is when you start to shift focus and look around, and then troubles start. I believe it was Peter who, when he saw Jesus across the waters, and he said, Lord, just call me if you will, and I will come to you if it's you. And he experienced the miracle. He walked on water. Now that was a miracle, and it was personal to him. Whilst there were others on the boat as well, but it was personal to him because he lay hold to it. But everything started to sink when he started to look everywhere else except at Jesus. I believe we can learn a lot from that. Learn a lot, because if we can learn to not only just silence what's going on around us, but find a safe space of where to lean into with your focus. It's not everything that you see and you look at that is good for you. And some of our problems are coming from a lack of focus, if I can put it like that.
Let me just remind our listeners at home that you find us in our Tuesday motivation feature, and we're doing it with Bonamelo, who's here on the other side, and it's just helping us just go into motivation this morning. And you at home, you're welcome to call in, right? We have 10 minutes to go before we say goodbye to you, so let's try by all means to squeeze in